Now, I'm going to read to you real quick. It says former President Donald Trump stubbornly rejected his legal team's efforts last year to settle the classified documents case and prevented him from being, which would have prevented him from being indicted by a federal grand jury, according to a bombshell report, quote unquote. Christopher Kise, I think that's how you say his name. Christopher Kise, one of Trump's attorneys in the fall of 2022, wanted to quickly approach the Justice Department to negotiate a deal with Attorney General Merrick Garland, the Washington Post reported, citing several insiders. Kise told others he hoped his overture would take the temperature down by promising a professional approach and the return of all the materials from the former president's Mar-a-Lago estate. Now, Donald Trump rebuffed Kise and listened instead to the advice of Tom Fitton, head of the conservative group Judicial Watch, who told him that he should fight to keep the documents according to the paper. I hope this ain't true. Let me continue to read this. It says Kise never approached prosecutors to pursue his plan. 3 people briefed on the matter told the outlet. So now let me just throw this out here. Donald Trump's actual attorney made a statement and others supported his statement. And then you have a group of people who are saying that it never happened. Somebody is lying here. Special prosecutor Jack Smith was appointed a few months later, leading to Trump's federal indictment on Tuesday of 36 felony counts. He pled not guilty in Miami and vowed to fight the charges. Kise, a former Solicitor General, I didn't even know that was a real thing, former Solicitor General of Florida, declined to comment to the Washington Post. President Trump has consistently been in full compliance with the Presidential Records Act, which is the only law that applies to presidents and their records. Trump's presidential campaign person told the paper. That's very interesting because let me just say this. I want to just make this clear, and in no way am I saying this is true or not. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not God, but God knows. I find it very interesting that Trump consistently is betrayed by everybody. Now, the question that you have to ask yourself, and the question that my grandma would be asking, is that you sure it's everybody? Because if everybody don't like you, it's probably you. Are we sure that every single lawyer, I want you to keep this in mind. This is one of his lawyers, and the statement was that he had told Trump to cooperate and send the stuff back. But Trump refused, and he listens to Judicial Watch person, Tom Fitton, and I don't know Tom Fitton, but I've seen his work before, to fight for the documents. So Trump's attorney said, turn the documents in so you don't go to jail. And Tom Fitton said, fight for the documents, which led to an indictment. That's what the paper is saying. I don't know if that's the way the events played out, but that's the way I'm seeing the events play out in this document that I'm reading here from the New York Post. Now, you know that you can't trust the media either. But I think it's interesting, if it's true, that your boy Michael Cohen, who was Trump's attorney. Now, some people who I think believe Trump can do no wrong ever in life says, "Oh no, he was just a random person working at a firm." No, he wasn't. They used to call him the fix-it man. And so when things would come up, he would fix it for Trump. That's why he was on retainer. That's how they got looped up in that Stormy Daniels thing. It's because Stormy Daniels came out with the you know what, and Michael Cohen said, "I'll fix it. We don't need to have no conversations. I got it, Trump. I'm going to make sure that this woman don't mess up your campaign. I'm going to have her sign an NDA, and we're going to pay her." And they paid her $300,000, which is pretty cheap. but they paid her $300,000. But when it all hit the fan, Trump didn't do nothing wrong ever, and Michael Cohen is a devil. But yet Michael Cohen wasn't a devil when he was Trump's attorney. Then we go on to this attorney. If this attorney actually told Trump to turn his documents in, Trump denied, and he ended up getting indicted, is the attorney a bad guy, or is Trump the problem in this case? All of these people turning on Trump. Now, I can see that a lot of people could turn on you and you'll still be right. But I also wonder sometimes, is Trump doing something wrong here? That you got people turning on you from the moment you became president all the way to the present day. I'm talking about people who are staffers, people who are close to Trump, people who are on his campaign team, people who were helping in this campaign. I'm just trying to make an honest observation. And it's funny because there's some people listening right now that just turn a dial because they say, oh, he ain't gonna talk about Trump. It's like, at some point, can we like say it all could be wrong? Trump is a god and he has done nothing wrong ever. All of this is a witch hunt. Or maybe this ain't all a witch hunt. Are we open to hearing verifiable evidence on either side? Or the third option, some of it is a witch hunt and some of it isn't. You just can't overlook this much betrayal from people. I don't know what else to say. Like, I love Trump. I think he's awesome. But everybody's turning on him. And I think some of these people are weenies, right? I know people that used to be my homies and they turned on me, but not most of the people that I deal with, most of the people that I talk to, most of the people that I know haven't turned on me. There's nobody that can say anything negative about me. When I say negative, I mean, some people probably can, but when you talk about negative, meaning that I'm fake or I'm making up stuff, whatever, you ain't gonna find nobody say that unless they completely make up a lie. And if you do find somebody to make up a lie, you'll find 200,000 people that'll verify that it's all a lie. It's not Brandon's character. Will you have people that can attest to before I was saved, me cutting up? Yeah. After I was saved, me cutting up in certain areas? Yeah. There's somebody will come out and tell you, yeah, me and Brandon, we wasn't married. Me and Brandon did it. Yeah, I did it. I did it. But you ain't gonna have nobody tell me I raped them or I didn't sexually assaulted a woman. That's not gonna happen. And I don't know. It's just, when I see all this stuff coming out about Trump, I look at it from the perspective of a police officer. I say, all right, I hear the allegations. I hear Trump's denial. Where is the evidence in this? I'm not going to believe Trump at face value just because I like Trump. And just because I have a history through being a police officer that women lie more times than they tell the truth when it comes to sexual assault. And I know people don't like to hear that, but it's true. I have had 2 women in the entire time I was a police officer that was honest about it. One was a sexual assault and one was an actual rape. Every other woman completely made it up because they were trying not to, they didn't want their mama to find out they were slutting. They didn't want their mama to find out they could have an STD or pregnant. So they said they were raped. So they had an opportunity to go to the hospital to get an STD check, and they give them the pill so they don't get pregnant. And the girl made it up. And she was underage. So that's why she probably made it up. And there's many other ones. I remember the girl that got the dude's finger cut off. This woman went from the guest house. She climbed on the roof into the roommate's room and was doing what. Boyfriend come home, catch her. She's screaming, he's raping me, he's raping me. The boyfriend gets a knife and goes to stab the guy, cuts the guy's finger off. Before we can leave the house, she admitted that she was cheating and she was afraid that her boyfriend caught her cheating. So she said she was raped. I mean, I can go down a list of probably about another 5 or 6 of these situations that I was a part of investigating, and it was all fluff. So a lot of people may not want to hear that.